Hi-Fi Vega, back again with the final subwoofer in the 12-inch Shootout. It's the Sony XS HS12, the $1,000 subwoofer. This sub has so many cool features. It's got the 5-way bonding post that I love. It's got a huge motor. It's a dual 2-ohm voice coils. It's got a cast basket, and it's got an aluminum cone, rubber surround, and a nice milled frame around the top. Alright, I'm ready to jump straight into the scores. Let's start with output. It scores a 9 of 10, and this is the loudest sub in the Shootout. The Rockford Fosgate P3 currently held that, but this sub in this enclosure is louder than that, all while being extremely clean. For sound quality, it scores a 9 of 10. This sub sounds as good as the best sounding sub I've tested so far, which coincidentally is also a Sony. It's just a lower end model, but it does so with much more authority. Now we're on to value. See, what had happened was this sub cost $1,000, an MSRP of $1,000. So for that fact, this sub scores a 3 of 10, unfortunately. I mean, you can buy 4 of the Infinity Kappas. You could buy 4 Rockford Fosgate P3s. You could buy almost 6 of the Sony ESs. I mean, I think you're getting the point here. This is an amazing sub, but $1,000 MSRP, I understand it can be gotten cheaper, but this is what I chose to grade them on, the MSRP. So for that, you get a 3 out of 10. So now we're on to wow factor. And I think you guys know by watching these videos that I'm kind of a classic guy. So for wow factor, this thing gets a 10 out of 10 for me. It's everything on it, the build quality. Everything was paid attention to, and everything was done with purpose. In fact, I mean, having dampening pads on the back of the cone where the tinsel leads might slap, things like that put this sub over the edge for me. Now it's time for you guys to take a listen to this thing. We'll listen to the sound demos, and then I'll come back with the final grade and my final thoughts. So after everything's added up, we end up with a final grade of a 73% or a C. And let me tell you, the value killed this thing. Value for money was 30% of the score, and that's what brought it down, because it beat almost every sub in every category it was in besides value. I'll make no bones about it. This is clearly the best sub in the 12-inch Shootout. If money wasn't a factor, it would reign supreme. But the fact of the matter is, money is a factor. In fact, value is 1/3 of the total score. You're probably thinking to yourself, how did this all end up? Who's in first? Who's in last? How did the middle stack up? To find that out, you're gonna have to wait to the next video. I'm gonna need a little time to work on that video because I'm wanting to do something special, something I've never done before. It should be very cool, and honestly, it's probably gonna be a little weird. While you wait on that, why not check out the podcast I do with my good buddy Big D Wiz. It's called 12 Volt Talk. We're 12E Talk on YouTube, and we're an audio podcast as well. We just interviewed Bernie Boland, the creator of the 225 HCCA, and much more. It was probably the coolest night of my life, so definitely want to check that one out. Episode 14, 12E Talk, on all the podcast feeds.